One of the main things that cause so much stupid things in people's lives is believing that what or who belongs to them from God, from higher power, from infinite intelligence, from universe can be in any way taken away from them. No, it can. So why would you torture yourself with all kind of scenarios and put yourself in a place of unnecessary suffering when you should be grounded in knowing that if God planned for you to be loved, successful, if God wants you to be happy, to have great wealth, to have great health, whatever, I mean, all those things that every healthy and reasonable person wants are pretty much similar to all of us. So we all want to be happy, we all want to be loved, we all want to be healthy, we all want to have financial freedom, to be successful, but the definition of success for every person is different. So, health, wealth, love, happiness, that's something that's your birthright. What is causing resistance is just your beliefs about these topics. So, your birth is a proof that you are worthy. Your existence is a proof that you are worthy. And we all came here with the same package and equipment. But what do you do with that equipment equals results that you manifest. So I was personally someone who was for such a long period of time, as a result of my limited beliefs, accepting unacceptable, and I was wondering whose fault was that. No one's, mine. And great shift and change, thank God, uh, came after I said, you know what, what's enough is enough. I don't want to settle for less. I don't want to be okay with breadcrumbs. I want play small when life has bigger plans for me. Life always has big plans for everyone, but people are just fine with where they are because never told them to speak their truth, to want what they want without resistance, to simply imagine something better for themselves than what they are and where they are. So it's never a fault of your environment. It's never fault. Yes, on a larger scale, in some way, is fault of environment because I think that even Rockefeller, one of them, said that they don't need people who know; they need people who work. So ever since we come here in this life, we are susceptible and we are like a sponge that absorbs informations from the environment because of the lack of knowledge from those who were in charge of us when we were children. We many times, unfortunately, me myself also, adopted all kinds of limited beliefs, and we learned everything that is complete opposite of how the things work. Uh, when you know you're powerful, when you know you don't settle, when you know no one can mess around with you, uh, I'm so grateful that when I first started of this journey and when I realized that I can ask what I want and I can get what I want, because God is literally like a parent who fulfills all desires to his beloved child. You don't care when certain stupid people turn back on you, because God never does. And the only thing that you ever needed is His protection. I remember that when I first time learned about how these things, real things behind the scenes work, I didn't ask for money. I didn't ask for some superficial things. I I asked for knowledge. And even back then, I think it was about 11, 12 years ago. I'll never remember the beginning of the journey. I was under my favorite tree. We have here where I live pretty decent part of land, and I have that favorite spot of mine where I spend time when I'm contemplating, when I'm drinking coffee, and whenever I need grounding, I went and visit my tree. So I remember that when I heard how these things behind the scenes work, I looked at the sky and I said, if this thing is real, please give me knowledge. Please give me bulletproof mind, so that in any given moment when I came across something that isn't true, I immediately rejected with bulletproof mind, with the statement, thank you, but that's no more part of my belief system. This sounds easy now, but boy, it was a struggle, because my mind then was like some basement full of shit and garbage piled for so many years. It was so hard to start to do the cleaning, but with my patience and with my constant will to adopt new things, I now can firmly said that I did it, and that's why I will always reinforce and remind that the greatest gift you can give to yourself is the gift of transformation. Chains of habits are too weak to be felt until they're too strong to be broken. Whatever your habitual pattern of thinking is, even if it seems impossible, even if you're now not aware of it, you can be free. And that's the freedom that no money, no success, no material accomplishments can give you. They can't. I lived pretty crazy and wild youth. I had people in my life that had private jets. We could go from one city to another. We could go. Now, there were moments when they say, let's go to vacation. We would go for 5 or 6 days at the sea. I had survived 5 car accidents. In one of them, I'll never forget, from this side, two men crashed in the door of the car, and I was under that part in front of me, literally squeezed, and I had how you call that, pin in my hair. I don't know how it's said, but it's that thing that holds hair. But it was metal and it was big, and it literally broke my skin and went into almost my skull. I don't know how I survived that. I remember that I didn't want to wait police, and I let the boy that drive deal with that. I want to sit in some bar. I'll never forget that moment, and that's why I say you are always protected and you always have army of guardian angels beside you and by your side. I remember I went in that because I felt something warm on my face, and when I looked at my hands, it was blood flowing from my head. I went into that. It was something like a coffee shop beside the road where we had that accident, and I sat inside. They brought me water and something to clean myself. They asked, "What happened? Are you all right?" I said, "All is fine. Just give me some time and water." I'll never forget that moment. And when I looked at the window of that coffee, I saw a saint that we celebrate in my home, and it happened to be it's Saint Nicola, which we celebrate on December 19. My family celebrates that date, and he happens to be protector of people on roads, sailors, whoever is traveling. He is their protection. And my personally, my friend who did my natal chart long time ago told me that she never saw that Saint Nicola has more protection over someone else than over me. And I remember remembering her words, and I celebrated even before that him, and I will celebrate him always. So I just wanted to mention some of things that I went through, which were completely crazy and insane in my youth. There were plenty of uh, beautiful encounters, all kinds of. I was always going out. That was all kinds, different kinds of escapism, because I searched in the outer world self-love that I didn't learn and received when I was a child, and I couldn't find it nowhere. I couldn't find it in nice things. I couldn't find it in great dates. I couldn't find it in those. That wasn't nothing crazy and over too fancy, but there were very good times, and I lived my youth as I should, and I don't regret anything because I am now at peace. I missed nothing. I never even had fear of missing out. But I just wanted to say that I wish that I knew how things work earlier, because I would uh, had much more fulfilled time going through all that. Uh, but now I was constantly in all kinds of escapism, searching what I now know that was always inside me. So, whatever it is that you are or might search now, know that it's all inside, and it all comes from that void that is there from your early childhood and from all those wrong learnings. So, one of my favorite books said at the first sentence, I speak to my reader and uh, know that no matter how old are you now when you're reading this book, the first step to your journey, new journey, is to unlearn whatever you learned so far. So that was how I did it. And when I asked universe, please give me knowledge to have bulletproof mind, things began slowly to unravel themselves for me, and that's so precious, and it can never be measured with all those crazy things and all my searchings in the outside world that more than once almost cost me life, because I didn't know how to take care of myself. I was exposing myself to all kinds of risk behaviors. I was, well, to put it simple, living my life in a primal state of being as a result of my all kinds of negative core beliefs. So there is a way to put yourself in a different place, that place is state of power, but power without knowledge is simply impossible. The question is, are you ready to work on yourself? Are you ready to let others go and search things in all kinds of wrong places and to sit with yourself and with your demons and to work on them until you eventually drown them? Because even people who are drinking and having those issues are just drowning their demons. Frida Kahlo used to say that. I drank because I was sad and wanted to drown my demons, but those crazy bastard and motherfuckers learned how to swim. When you have knowledge, you will drown them all and they will never again appear in your life because you will be equipped with bulletproof mind.